Hello, this is Dr. Reginald Johnson, President of the Charter School of Wilmington. Today we are catching up with our school constable,
Yes.
Collins, and our athletic director and dean of students, Chris Eddy. So Rich, tell us about yourself. Are you from Delaware, past jobs, just everything about you we love to hear.
All right. Yes, I'm from Delaware, born and raised. Graduated high school here, graduated from the University of Delaware. I had a 27-year career with the Delaware State Police. Half of my career I was a school resource officer, so I was assigned to various high schools throughout Newcastle County. So I had an opportunity during that time to work with students. I retired in 2020, took a year and a half off, and then I went back to a high school in Newcastle County and was a long-term sub there last year. Decided that really wasn't for me. Was contacted by the Red Clay School District. The constable who worked here last year decided to retire, and they asked me if I would be interested in this position. So now I'm here.
So Rich, you're a alumni dad. So you're familiar with our campus.
I am.
Are you glad to be back?
I am, actually. I was really excited. My daughter graduated from Charter School of Wilmington in 2011, and my son graduated here in 2016. So I'm familiar with the campus, with your activities. And this is one of the few schools that I would have actually come out of retirement to work for.
So I got to tell you, you've been a blessing.
Thank you.
We really appreciate your presence here and everything that you do for us. And you did mention that you were retired and you came out of retirement to come back into a school setting.
Yes.
So what do you most enjoy about working in schools and with kids and staff?
I mean, I really enjoy most just working with youth. I'm a real big proponent of education. I think education is so important. And I've always coached. I've coached soccer and basketball for 20 years. So I've always just dealt with youth. And so I just really enjoy just watching the young people just grow. And, there's just so much potential everywhere. Here, there's just so much academic potential with your students, and it's just fun to see.
Yeah, and I tell you, it's fun to watch you walking the halls, high-fiving kids, giving them fist bumps, and they know your name.
Yeah.
And that's not always the case, particularly with school constables or school resource officers.
Right.
So, again, really kudos to you.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what does your day look like? I know we see you all the time out in the hallways, and then welcomed you with open arms to a lot of our sporting events. Could you tell us a little bit maybe about your day-to-day schedule and maybe also what's your favorite part of the day here?
My overall job at the Charter School of Wilmington and CAB is the security of the building, the security of the people in the building. So my day starts I usually get here at 6:20, and I set up cones in the middle of the road, and we prepare for the arrival of the buses and all the students. So the first thing I do, and I feel like it's one of the most important things that I do in the morning, is just getting everybody safely into the building. And so that is directing traffic, the buses, just making sure everybody gets across the road safely, just things like that. Once all the students are in, my day consists of, first thing I'll do after that is I check all the doors in the building. One of the most important things when it comes to safety in a building like this, which is very large and probably has like 10 entrances and exits, is to make sure all the doors are locked. So I'll just walk the entire campus, I'll check the doors, I'll check the parking lot to make sure everything is good there are no strangers or things like that. And then my day really consists of just trying to make sure everybody follows the safety procedures that we have set in place. And then throughout the day, I do all the lunch duties. So I try to be at we have 4 lunches here, CAB Charter, and I'll go to those lunch duties and just be there, be visible, make sure people don't come in from the outside, try to protect the campus and the students. But yeah, I'm just, basically just watch over the building. And then I'll handle different things. We've had some accidents here, you investigate those kinds of things. I mean, that's basically, how it goes. At the end of the day, it's reverse. I set up, buses come, we try to make sure everybody gets out on the bus or on their buses, to their buses in time and safely. So you have to watch the front. We have a camera system, so I'm constantly, looking at the camera system and just checking to make sure everything is safe throughout the day.
And I'll tell you, one of the things that I've been really impressed with you is how you are developing relationships with both students and staff. And I think getting them to feel safe and having that emotional safety, I think, is something that is not often talked about when we refer to school constables or school resource officers, but you have done an amazing job of that.
Thank you.
So before we go, I just would love to hear you talk with our students and families about some concrete safety tips that we could all learn from.
Well, one of the things that and we're trained to talk about, and it's the easiest thing to do, but people don't feel comfortable with it, is if you see something that you feel is just a little shady or shaky or just makes you uncomfortable, do not hesitate to contact a teacher or an administrator or counselor and just let them know. Because something that you think that may be minor or nothing, if you just have that feeling, and a lot of things are resolved that way, just let someone know. We can always check into it. There's nothing that anyone brings to me that's too small. Like nothing bothers me. If you bring something to me, I'll definitely check it out. And if it's nothing, I'll let you know. If you bring something to the staff and then they contact me, or, just bring it to a staff member, because you just don't know. But a lot of times, like, intuition's a real big thing. And so if you see it, just say something to staff. One of the biggest concerns here and for any building is keeping the doors locked. So all of our doors in this building are locked throughout the day. So as students, like, we're all responsible for the safety of the building. One of the most unsafe things is letting people in that you don't know. Don't open a door for anyone. Just contact someone else. Just contact an adult or a manager or whoever it is, and then we'll take care of things. For your cars, in the parking lot, make sure you take your valuables out of your car. Make sure your car is locked, when you drive here, when you get here. Lockers, either carry your valuables, your cell phones, your wallets, things like that with you. And we really don't have a problem here with this, but if you have a locker, make sure it's locked, like when you go to gym, things like that. So those are just some of the things that I think are important to just prevent issues in the future.
Well, thanks, Rich.
Hey.
And if you ever have questions, comments, or concerns, please reach out to Rich. Please reach out to Chris Eddy or myself. Thank you all.